All right, everybody, let's talk about what happened in the stock market today. Upper left-hand corner, September 27th, 2021, just after the futures market closed. We're looking at the E-mini S&P 500 index futures. I normally trade the E-micro, just so you know. Now, yesterday I said that I thought we'd have decent range. We did. Upper right-hand corner there, you can see range equaled 47 points. That's not bad. It's not huge, but it's not bad. But I did say it was going to be a green day. Got that one wrong. So, Friday's candlestick. If you look at the two last candlesticks here, Friday's was green, of course, and that's a little bit of almost a hanging man or kind of a hammerish looking candlestick. Now, normally hanging man or hammer would be filled in, the body would be filled in. This one's not, but it still kind of has that hanging man, hammerish kind of look to it. And then today's candlestick, this is basically an inverted hammer, right? So normally we'd say, those two together like that, it's kind of a sign of what you would expect price declines. However, and I talked about this before, I think yesterday on Sunday's video, we just came out of a cycle low. So this is very typical. Candlesticks go from being really large range candlesticks to the range starts to diminish, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Okay, so we're not in a phase where we're trying to predict highs or lows, right? That's not this part of the phase of the cycle. We're not trying to determine, are we at a high? Is the market going to pull back? Are we at a low? Is the market going to go higher? That's not what we're doing during this phase of the cycle. What we're doing this phase of the cycle is we're just carefully monitoring the cycle as it makes its way towards the midway point. And I talked about this yesterday, but I'm going to continue to talk about it every day because it's really important until we get to the middle of the cycle, which is October 7th or 8th, approximately, give or take a few days here or there. So between now and then, especially right now, candlesticks will often, but not always, especially in this market right now, where it's such a heavy market up to the downside. But often in this part of the cycle, candlesticks will begin to consolidate, right? They'll kind of start tracking sideways, and they might move up a little bit on the average or even down. So that we're just waiting to see which way this thing's going to go, right? This is not a time, in my opinion, to take huge positions. That's a big mistake. So if you're trading the S&P 500, whether that's the SPY, the futures, whatever, taking large positions during this time, I don't think is wise. I think small positions, medium-sized positions at best, is the way to go. Because I don't think you're going to get, I'm not saying you can't get big candlesticks. We can still get huge candlesticks, but they're not as predictable. And that's the real issue, is that the ability to predict and forecast the range of a candlestick in this part of the cycle is much more difficult. Okay, where you look, a week ago down into the cycle, that was easy. And now as we're coming out, the last few days as we come out of this, the bottom of the cycle, that's easy too. Okay, that whole V area, which maybe I'll put that on the screenshot before I put it up, but the whole V area of coming down and then back up, that's super easy. Well, it's much easier to expect large candlesticks, and we got plenty of those. This is not the time where we expect large candlesticks, though they can still happen. Okay, they just won't happen as frequently. Unless the market does something, unexpected, like a huge downturn, which this time of year, and I'm going to put out a video probably later on tonight, guys and gals. You're going to want to watch this video. Okay? Trust me, it's going to be a great video. You're going to want to watch it. It is a huge, very important video I touched on before, but I'm going to dive deeper into it. It's going to be a really good video. Okay, but anyway, so, overall, I expect these candlesticks to continue to consolidate, and maybe they'll move up and maybe they'll move down. But what we're just focusing on for trades is the range. Trying to take advantage of that range. Now, whether or not that's going to be up or down, well, everybody's got to make the decision about how they're going to trade, right? Because I said before, nobody's holding a crystal ball here. In this part of the cycle, there's a lot of unknowns, okay? a lot of back and forth. One day it's a green candlestick, next day it's red, a couple more greens. On the average, I would think we're going to have green candlesticks, but that doesn't always necessarily happen. So, you're going to have to trade as you think is best, okay? Of course, I continue to see decent size range candlesticks for the immediate future. Whether it's green or red, I can't tell you. You have to trade as you think is best. Okay, so I already talked about the midpoint of the cycle coming up, in about another more than a week and a half from now before we get there. Okay. I'm not going to touch too much on momentum, even though it looks like it's positive. That's great. Big Daddy says no, we're going down. Okay. What I really want to focus on is on the VIX at the very bottom. You see Thursday, the VIX was 18.63. Then Friday, it came down almost a full point. And today, all the way back up another point. Obviously, on a red day, a lot of volatility came in. That candlestick right there, that inverted hammer, boy, I got to tell you, if this was near a top, which it's not, but it's definitely something you want to keep an eye on. That inverted hammer plus a previous day candlestick. A lot of people would say that expect more price decline, but I'm not going to say that. At this point in this cycle, I'm not going to talk about it's going up, it's going down. No. I'm keeping my mouth shut. Yeah, we're not even anywhere near. This is just about waiting to see what this does as we get towards the middle of the cycle. Okay, so that's my review on the S&P 500. I don't have any suggestion or opinion about up or down. I just see consolidation, sideways movement, maybe some decent range. Trade as you see fit. All right, let's look at whether or not I had a profit or loss. Did I even trade? Well, there you go. Yes, I did trade. This was last night. I traded the eMicro S&P 500. You can see to the far right there, two yellow rectangles. I kept it small, guys. I just traded 18 contracts, $450 profit for the day, for the session. I'm definitely a happy camper. In this part of the cycle, extracting profits can be, it ain't easy. But I'm really, really glad. I am super grateful. For those that know me, I'm going to give thanks to God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I give him thanks for his blessing in my life. And extracting $450 on a candlestick that you're seeing in the S&P 500 can be very challenging sometimes, but it worked out really good. I'm a happy camper. We'll see what the next trading session brings. Okay, and that's all I traded. I didn't trade anything else. I have some currency futures that are kicking my butt. Oh my gosh. You know how it is. Hindsight, wish I never took up the positions. They're not huge, but they're big enough to where I got to keep an eye on them. The dollar is whooping my behind right now. That dollar is working against me, the U.S. dollar. And I got a few contracts on the Aussie dollar, the eMicro, and I got a few contracts on the eMicro Euro dollar. And they're both whooping my behind right now. So I'm hoping I don't have to cut them loose, but I may have to. I'm going to keep a close eye on the U.S. dollar. If and when I close those positions, I'll definitely let everybody know. Whether it's a profit or loss, I'll definitely let you know. But right now, yeah, they're they're whipping my butt a little bit. So we'll see how those go. I'm keeping a very close eye on that as well. I've already talked about what I think about the S&P 500 for tomorrow, the market as a whole. I've already said what I need to say. I'm not going to say any more. But I am going to say this. There's a really good video coming out probably tonight, and you're all going to want to watch it. It's a monster video. I did a deep dive analysis on something that I touched on before, I think last week or a week and a half ago. You're not going to want to miss it because it is extremely significant to where we are at in the times that we live in and what's going on. Okay. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, guys and gals, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. And don't forget to click that little bell to be notified of all the videos as I put them out. We'll talk to you all real soon again later on tonight.